Let's welcome our City Limits SAISD Scholar Athlete of the Week. She's a senior at Central High School. Let's welcome Sydnee Moore to Concho Sports Network. Sydney, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
How are things going with the basketball season this year? Have you played a couple of tournaments?
Yes, sir, we have. We went to Puck Paris and Abilene 2 weeks ago, and we got third. And then this last week, Thursday through Saturday, we went to Corpus Christi, and we went 2 for 2.
So district begins in January, and you guys still have some big warm-up games to kind of get ready for district. Mm-hmm. You had some big, we had one night that was just amazing at the Babe last season when not only did the Lady Cats beat Friendship, one of the best teams in the state, but the guys got it done too. Let's reminisce a little bit because, I'm kind of, I'm older and I'm sentimental.
Yes.
Do you think a lot about that night?
Yeah, I do. It was just such a core memory. Just us winning and then all of us jumping around in the locker room and then us staying and watching the boys and then all of us like crowding the court after. And it was just a good time.
It seems like if there's going to be any luck in a game, just pure chance, it's going to go to the other team and not
yes.
and not a Central team as far as basketball goes.
Yeah.
I did play-by-play for y'all's final game last season, and that had to be a heartbreak against
that was
Pebble
hard.
Hills. But you said that Coach Arsenio Jeter, who's a big fan of yours,
yes, he is.
Does he remind y'all of that still?
He mainly reminds us of the free throws at the end that we missed that could have prevented the half-court shot.
Well, you guys could get a shot at that very same team again later on.
Yeah, it's very likely.
But a district championship is possible.
Yes, it is.
And you think you guys have the...
I think if we work hard and if we stay together, I think we can do it.
And you are the point guard for the Lady Cats. Let's talk about offense first. What are your main responsibilities as a point guard?
Recognizing what defenses they are and make sure we're in the right counter offense that allows us to score, and then making sure that like everyone's in the right spot and where they need to be, everyone's moving around correctly.
How do you read a defense? Give us, for those that aren't real technical about basketball, what do you look over and what are you looking for when you read a defense? Usually
they're either in a zone or a man. And so to tell the difference, like if I cut and the person who's guarding me stays with me, then they're in a man. But in a 2-3, if the people at the top stay up top and nobody follows me, then they're in a zone.
Okay. If you see somebody that's not in the right place for what y'all want to do, what do you do? Just like wink at them, or?
Oh no, I tell them I'm like move.
And you, as a leader now, especially as a senior, you are a leader on the team. Coach Jeter says that you always point. He literally said this: you always point your teammates in the right direction.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to yell people in the right direction in the middle of a game. But has your role changed now that you're a senior? Do you see that you're more the leader than you were in the past?
Last year, I feel like I stepped up a little bit more because we had a lot of seniors graduate. But then this year, I feel like I'm more of a leader.
Do you think you have the system down a little better now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you guys had, Arsenio Jeter came in last season, and you guys had to learn something new. Was that difficult?
Yeah, because my freshman year we had Dyer, and then we had Coach Sarton, which is a whole other system, and then we had Coach Jeter, and then we had to learn a whole other system, and that was a little tough. But I'm glad he stayed, so we have some stability.
Does he quiz y'all when you learn something new, like
he
next
does.
day to see if you actually looked it over and thought about it?
He mainly does, like right after he teaches us, he's like, so what did I just tell y'all? And then we have to regurgitate it.
As far as the future of your basketball playing, and of course you don't have to make this decision now, but do you look maybe to playing in college at some point, or do you feel like this may be it for basketball in an organized way?
I think this is it for me. I think in college I just want to focus on my schooling.
Okay. Well, let's talk about schooling. Since you are the Scholar Athlete of the Week, do you have a favorite subject in school?
Chemistry for sure.
That's complicated.
I like science.
That's one of those things. Chemistry seems easy when you first get into class, and then it gets more and more complicated.
Yeah, it gets really complicated.
Very quickly.
Yeah, but luckily I had a really good teacher, Mr. Holloway at Central, and he was really good, and he's really made me like it.
Say hi to Mr. Holloway.
I'm Mr. Holloway.
Do you have some other teachers that you consider to be your favorites?
My calculus teacher, Coach Brewer. I give him a hard time every day in school, so if he sees it, he's going to be very happy.
Hello, Coach. How did you get into, first of all, as far as academics go, have you always been a good student, or did you struggle at times? Always?
Yeah, I've always been pretty good.
Do you have to study a lot?
For some subjects, yes.
Okay. Do you have a schedule for that?
No, I just wing it.
Okay. How did you get into basketball? I will go back to the athletic part.
I started playing when I was in the first grade. And, you know, like when you're young, your parents kind of just like throw you in wherever, like in sports, to see what you like. Like first I did karate, and then I did basketball, which I really enjoyed. And then I did volleyball for a year, which I wasn't a fan of. And so I just like basketball, so I stuck with basketball my whole life.
I think it's good parents get you involved in stuff, and then you have to kind of figure out what you want to stay involved in.
Yeah.
You know, like famous coaches have said, did you decide that you liked volleyball, or were you a volleyball player? I guess you kind of liked volleyball and decided you were more of a basketball actual player.
Yeah.
Now comes the really fun part. We're going to talk about music and guitar. So you play guitar and what else?
And piano.
Guitar and piano. She's a musician on top of that. Now, is that something you want to continue forever?
Yeah, as a side job, yeah. Like when basketball's over, I want that to be my extracurricular.
And it actually can be a job. You play already. You're playing at church.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. So you play just straight up worship music, or when you're away from church, do you have some other favorite music you like to play?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of oldies.
That's right.
Yeah, I like Stevie Wonder and James Taylor.
And what about guitar players?
I like Jimi Hendrix, Clapton, and John Mayer. Those are my favorites that I try and learn from. They're really good.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have some... Yeah, those are good role models as far as the guitar goes. What about Eddie Van Halen?
My mom likes him. I'm not a fan.
Oh,
but he's okay. I know he's good.
Well, I was trying to think of some... just because you don't personally like it doesn't mean that it's not objectively good.
Correct. I know he's good, but just not to my ears.
But you can play every song Polyphia ever came out with, right?
Sure.
So you have acoustic and electric?
Yes, sir.
Do you prefer the electric? Or is
it depends, but I like my acoustic.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe we'll put on a concert up at the Babe some night. That would be fun, and wish you the best. I mean, you know, that's one of those things, just like basketball. If you don't practice, you won't be any good at it.
Yeah, that's right.
We appreciate you joining us. This is Sydnee Moore. By the way, got to throw this in there. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. You lead the team in both of those.
Yes, sir.
And she can play guitar. That's pretty darn awesome. Sydnee Moore, enjoy the rest of your senior year. We'll see you. We'll be doing some of your games, and we'll have fun with that. Hopefully maybe get to do a playoff game, 2 or 3 or 4 or more than that. And just best of luck to you. A good kid here, despite what the coach says. No, I know Coach Jeter and your parents, everybody really proud of you. So best of luck. Sydnee Moore, our Scholar Athlete of the Week from City Limits and Pixelcast Media, Concho Sports Network.